Actually ends, but we're getting a little bit of a late start today. It's okay because we're still in vacation mode. Today, I want to talk about the round table. And I think we all know that there is more to success than like liking success quotes on social media, right? Oh, so I wonder, what if I told you that there were only three steps to success? Does that sound weird? It's true. There are only 3 steps to success. It's the same 3 steps repeated over and over again with slight differences, slightly different ways, right? Um, and that's what the atomic triad is all about. But before I get started and before I get into, what the round table is and the thing that I'm so excited about, I wanna say right off that I am a huge sci-fi fantasy nerd, right? I love my Tolkien, I love my Sanderson, I love my Robert Jordan, right? I love the TV shows, Star Trek, Stargate, Star Wars, all the stars, right? Um, I love the idea behind things like Star Trek, where it's um, this idea of equality and diversity and the whole idea where the society is not just built around money and and things, right? um that's where kind of the came in for the round table. I love the idea of the round table, right, where there is no head of the table. It's all about equality and diversity and everybody giving their own ideas. Um, Now, the other side of it is I'm also a huge science geek, right? Science, physics, chemistry, all of that kind of stuff, right? And see, I think that questioning the universe and what we think we know is the only way that we're going to survive, right? It's the key to understanding the world and everything else. Um, yeah. And so, I also believe that, experts in their field are the experts. And just because we've watched some YouTube videos does not make us an expert. So I want to be real clear that this program is rife with the fantasy imagery, the science, the technology, the open minds, the diversity of thought and identity, um, and solid scientific thought. And if that's not for you, just go ahead, exit now. I'll wait. Okay, bye. All right. Um, but if you have an open mind, right? If you want more, not only for your life, but for your future generations, right? If you want to make the world a better place, that's who I'm talking to, right? That's my group. That's my group. So you belong here, and that's the thing. It's what this world needs, and I want you to help me build it. Let's make it. Let's create it. All right. Getting into it. So I do have my notes just to make sure that I don't forget anything. So if you see me glancing down, that's what I'm looking at. Um, so the third power life roundtable. What is it? Okay. It's really the fusion of my atomic triad, which I've talked about a number of times on podcasts and everything else. Essentially, everything in the universe breaks down into three levels. There's a foundation, a framework, and a manifestation. I talk about it in life balance. I talk about it in business. All over the place. You're going to see it a whole bunch of times here. So that core concept is what makes the roundtable and a lot of the programs I do not just another self-help program, right? Or shelf help, as I like to call it. Um, it's a different way of viewing the world, a different way of viewing self-improvement, of success, everything, right? So it's marrying that concept and the concept of the drifter versus the commander, which I talked about in my TEDx talk, right? And that if we don't have a clear purpose in life, We are adrift. We're just drifting through life. We're not um, we're not in command of our lives. We're aimless, right? And you can be relatively successful and aimless, right? I did it for years where I was working, work hard, make more money, what was it? Work hard, get promoted, make more money, repeat until you die. That was my entire plan. I didn't have a clear purpose, a clear why. And if you don't have that, you're just drifting through life. Great book, Outwitting the Devil, talks a lot about drifting. For me, I want you to be in command. I want you to be a commander, right? That's what it's about. And that's what the round table and the program overall is really about. It's about making you in command of your life. And the real part, it's not just your life. It's everybody that you touch. It's your children. It's what are the generational habits that you're passing down to your kids. So that's a big deal, right? As I said, I'm trying to change the world, trying to make the world a better place. Just water. Just for those watching. So, you know, the funny thing is that the reason that I'm actually creating this program is more because I had to try to figure it out on my own, right? I'd read lots of books, I'd done, programs and all of that, but without having a guide and some help, right? It's very, very challenging for me to ask for help. I don't know if anybody else has that issue or not, if it's just me. But I needed a framework. I needed something more than just to read a book or to go to a program or something like that. There needs to be some continuity to it, if you know what I mean, right? And so that's what basically I created what I would have wanted and needed. More importantly, what I needed 20 years ago, right? And so I'm asking you to contemplate what you need. Is not what I'm going to give you is what you needed and what you need now, because it's what I needed 20 years ago. All right. So the foundation, right? Atomic triad, foundation, framework, manifestation. The foundation of the round table is the core, it's the knowledge that you need, right? It's the triad framework. Yeah, and in the round table, I have what I call the commander's journey, right? Here's what you need to do in order to be on the path to a commander, and to go from a drifter to a seeker to a navigator, a warrior to the commander, right? There's this whole success path, if you will, right? And you know because here's what I did. I always felt like I was on this constant quest for personal growth. Um, but no matter how many books I read, no matter how many seminars I attended, I still kind of felt stuck in the same place, right? And so here's the journey that we need to do to get unstuck from where we are, right? There's some knowledge in there, um, but it's not, yeah, it's a way of looking at things that is very helpful and allows you to use the atomic triad to move you forward. But it's not like earth shattering, oh my God, I never knew that to lose weight I needed to eat less kind of a thing, right? Um, but what it is going to do is get you the foundational knowledge that you need to get you prepared to create your quest, create your purpose, and then actually create your purpose statement. Find out what your quest is. I mean, that's really what the foundation is. It's to find your purpose. That's ultimately what it really is. Yes, there's training. Yes, there's diving into the triads, the life triad and the life balance triad, and all of that. That's all there. That training is there. But what it ultimately is to find your purpose, to find your why. That is the primary thing that you need to do to stop drifting in life, is to find your purpose. Period. Full stop. Now, it's like, okay, Dan, so I have this knowledge, I've got this purpose, and I've read stuff, I've been to seminars. How do I convert it into actually doing something with it? Right? How do I make a dent? How do I make a dent? How do I make some progress? And that's where number two, level two, our framework, right? These are the systems and the practices that we need to put into place so that we're now moving the needle, right? And that's where it's I call it the battle plan, setting purpose-based goals, right? Um, it's we have our purpose, we understand the 9 areas of life balance, we understand the foundation that we need. Now let's put it into practice. And if you're here listening, you've probably done goal setting before, right? You've probably read books about goal setting, right? But this is different. It's taking your purpose, what you've said ultimate success looks like in your life. Here's what my purpose is, and building the goals around that so that it's not just these are the things I want, right? It's like the Santa's list of, I want this and I want a new house and I want no, that's not what we're doing here. And we're diving into how do we make each of those primary goals a reality, right? And that's then you've got the armory, which is the library of other things where you learn about habits and you learn about time management and all of these different things to make it a reality and to systematize your life. And I also talk in that section about why most goals fail, because I've set goals for decades. And, I remember looking through journals from 15, 20 years ago, and some of the same goals were on there, right? Why? And it's ripples. I'll say that. This is not the place to go deep into that, but let us just suffice it to say that our lives are systems. We have a balance. It may be imbalanced, we may be close to burnout, but we've got our pattern that we're following. And when you change something, it disrupts that system. It throws it out of balance and it wants to get back to the status quo that it knows. And that's where resistance comes in and all of that. So we're talking about how do we get past that? Because I think we've all been there where we have the good intentions, we get excited, and then nothing happens. Right. So let's not do that. All right. And then lastly, the manifestation, right? The foundation, having the knowledge, understanding the triad frameworks, getting your purpose. That's our foundation. The framework is getting purpose set goals, understanding the tools that we need to use and how to do that and how to create that map of going forward. The manifestation is now it's the war. We're going to war, right? We've gotten our sword and shield, we've done the battle plan, now it's time to make it happen. And this is where it's the knights conclave, right? This is actually engaging in the community, right? It is it's a modern day roundtable where we're coming together once a week, right? There's it's the emphasize the diversity and strength of the community with a common goal of commanding change. That was the line there, right? It's about making a difference, and it's about connecting with other people. It's about creating the mastermind. It's about joining forces, having accountability, right? So, we're doing every week, there's a group call. We're doing a book every month, a monthly theme, right? there's accountability. You've got the collective wisdom of the group, right? We have monthly AMAs. We have, where we're all sharing, here are the things that are working, right? So it's that group coming together to make this change real. And we do it every week. We do it all together, both in a Zoom call, on, a Facebook group, on all of the different avenues where we're together moving forward. That's what it's really about. And that's what I've missed throughout most of my life, when I wanted to make changes, but just didn't quite make it happen. It's because I didn't have an army marching with me. And that's what we're building. It's an army to change the world. So that is my roundtable. That's it in a nutshell, right? This is my passion project. This is what I've been wanting to do for a long, long time. I'm very, very excited to be doing this. And so let me ask you a question. Have you felt stuck? Have you wanted to have more in life, and not necessarily more things and more stuff, more fulfillment? Have you wanted to be a better parent? Have you wanted to chase that success in your career and not lose your soul in the process? Have you wanted to make sure that your children have the goals and the habits that they need to make sure that they have a good life, and that they treat their children well, and that they're good parents? We're talking about changing generational habits. We're talking about changing the world. It's what we need. It's what you and I both need, right? It's what our children need. It's what the world needs, honestly. So help me build it. If this has any interest to you at all, you know, go to it's scrolling on the bottom, thirdpowerperformance.com/early bird, because the early birds, the people that come in and join as founders and early birds, especially over this weekend, they're going to get some special stuff, little things, stuff like, little round table coasters, right? I've got, books and other things, but the early birds, that's going to be my people. Those are the founders. Those are the people that, yes, I want to make a difference in the world. Yes, I want to create positive generational habits. Yeah. So if you want to be part of this movement, thirdpowerperformance.com/early bird, and I'll be starting it in earnest Monday. But you can get started now. All right. That's it for now. I'm going to go and have a good rest of your day. Don't remember that I want you to have not just a good life, not a great life, but a life of the third power. So till tomorrow, my friends.